Welcome to The Explainer. Look, we're diving straight into a massive wake-up call today about modern personal finance. We're going to completely shatter this illusion of fake wealth and talk about how to build real, invisible power by the year 2026. Because, let's be honest, the system we live in has hardwired us with some really hollow financial habits. Over the next few minutes, we're tearing those down. If people look at you and immediately think you're rich, you might have actually already lost the game. We're breaking down 8 hidden rules to transform your money from just, pieces of paper into a literal strategic weapon.
Have you ever been stuck in traffic and noticed that the person honking the absolute loudest usually has the most broken down car on the road? Meanwhile, a totally silent Mercedes just glides right past, windows up, completely unbothered. We're kicking things off by contrasting that desperate loud noise of fake wealth with the untouchable silence of genuine financial power. You see, what's visible is rarely the truth, and true power, it rarely makes itself visible.
So let's get into Section 1, the illusion of wealth.
It is pretty fascinating that a 500-year-old quote from Niccolo Machiavelli hits the nail on the head for modern personal finance. He said, "Never make a display of your power. Keep it a secret." Today, your bank balance is your secret weapon. This isn't just about saving your pennies. It's a literal financial battlefield out there. And putting your wealth on display is basically showing your enemy exactly how many troops you have. Why would you do that? Let's think about the fake rich consumer for a second. They might be pulling in a $50,000 salary, but they're walking around with a 1.5 lakh iPhone they bought on EMI just to post cool check-ins online. But underneath, their bank balance is so hollow that if their boss fires them tomorrow, it is an absolute disaster the very next day. Now contrast that with the real wealthy. They're probably rocking a 4-year-old phone, wearing plain clothes. But when the stock market crashes by 20% and the whole world is literally panicking, they are quietly scooping up assets worth millions. That first group just looks rich. The second group actually is rich.
Moving right along to Section 2, the power of liquidity.
So, what's the greatest power you can possibly hold in 2026? It's not gold, it's not even land, it is immediate, accessible cash. Just imagine having a shiny 10-lock car sitting in your garage, but only 1,000 rupees in your pocket. Technically speaking, you're poor. When a massive once-in-a-lifetime opportunity knocks, that depreciating car parked outside isn't going to help you. But if you're riding an old beat-up bicycle and sitting on 10-lock in free liquid cash in the bank, boom, you instantly become the most dangerous player in the market.
This means you've got to totally stop looking at your savings as just some boring backup plan. You need to look at it as a war chest. Treat a chunk of your income as a hard boundary, set in stone. You do not spend it, you stockpile it. Because money isn't meant to just sit there and be saved, it has to be deployed, like soldiers from a war chest, at the exact moment the rest of the world is in panic mode. That's how you actually step into real power.
But here's the catch. To build that war chest, we have to talk about your daily habits. If you constantly give in to instant gratification, getting food delivered in 10 minutes just because you felt slightly hungry and ending up paying a 100 rupee delivery fee for a 50 rupee coffee, or buying another streaming subscription the second you feel bored, you're completely killing your financial hunger. You literally turn into the tame dog barking from the sofa. Going back to Machiavelli, only the hungry lion actually hunts. Sacrificing those tiny instant comforts isn't about being cheap, absolutely not. It's a vital strategy to keep your hunger alive so your money can actually fight for you.
All right, that brings us to Section 3, the shield of invisibility.
Listen, there is a very good reason why massive players, like Warren Buffett, still live in the exact same house they bought decades ago. It is definitely not because they can't afford better. It's because they understand the concept of invisible wealth. By looking like the 99% but thinking like the 1%, you create this incredible camouflage. Flashy wealth, it just attracts enemies, jealousy, and people looking for a handout. Invisible wealth attracts opportunities. When you rock a minimal lifestyle, basic clothes, an ordinary phone, you are shielded. All the while, inside your accounts, your investments are just quietly compounding. Real wealth doesn't make noise, guys. It just multiplies.
Let's dive into Section 4, mastering financial warfare.
Okay, we've got the mindset down, but tactically, you have to plug the silent killers that are draining your war chest right now. I call these existential leaks. It's that 19.99 rupee a month music app you forgot about. It's the gym membership you literally haven't used since January. It's the useless cloud storage fee that just auto-deducts every single month. Studies actually show the average person spends thousands a year on subscriptions they don't even use. And sure, these tiny leaks seem totally harmless month to month. But fast forward 10 years with compounding, they are sinking your financial ship by lakhs. Seriously, sit down today, list every single subscription, and ruthlessly cut what you don't absolutely need.
Once you've plugged those leaks, you need a serious strategy. The legendary military strategist Karl von Clausewitz said it perfectly. Don't be weak, be concentrated. If you're out there scattering your money across 10 different random places, putting a little bit here, a little bit over there, your financial power completely dissipates. It just vanishes.
And I know, this actually challenges a ton of common financial advice. Yes, diversification provides safety, sure, but focus is what actually provides massive growth. You've got to pick a primary weapon, whether that's index funds or high-quality stocks that you genuinely, deeply understand. You need to clear up your strategy. Decide on your main area of focus and direct every single one of your saved financial soldiers right to that spot to achieve real, concentrated growth.
And doing all of this, it hands you the ultimate prize, psychological leverage. Let me be clear. Money is not for buying things. Money is specifically for buying freedom. When you've got a 1 to 2 year survival fund just sitting untouched in your bank account, your face literally shows a completely different kind of confidence. You get the freedom to reject toxic bosses and all their nonsense because you know deep down you could walk in and quit tomorrow. You never, ever have to bow down to anyone because you hold the leverage. Now that is true financial power. Finally, we arrive at Section 5, the final action plan. We've covered the mindset and the strategy, so let's break down the actual non-negotiable rules you need to implement right now. Rule 1. 20%. You must immediately lock away at least 20% of your income straight into an emergency fund. Treat this fund like your life depends on it, because financially speaking, it kind of does. You never, ever touch this money unless it is an absolute, literal crisis.
Rule 2. The 90-day wait. Before you pull the trigger on buying any flashy, high-ticket item, you have to force yourself into a strict 90-day waiting period. No exceptions. And what you'll inevitably find is that 90% of those impulsive, shiny object desires, they'll just completely die off before the 90 days are even up. And finally, lock in these 3 steps as your ultimate operating system. Number 1, before every single expense, ask yourself, is this going to bring money into my pocket or take it out? Number 2, completely flip your reaction to market panic. When markets crash, please don't panic. That's your cue to go shopping for assets. And number 3, protect your cash reserves with your life. Centralize your wealth, fortify your financial castle, and just stay ready to strike.
I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. As we just went through all these rules, remember that acquiring knowledge without actually putting it into action, well, that's nothing more than pure entertainment. The financial game is entirely yours to win. So which strategic move are you going to make first thing tomorrow morning? Decide right now, take control of your financial destiny, and start building that invisible power today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you in the next one.